He wasn't exactly the epitome of loyalty, as we all knew, but this time he was caught slipping, and there are receipts that have been leaked, DMs, a mystery woman, and a scandal so messy that even Yandy had to step in. But wait, who is this mystery woman? How did she get these private DMs? And more importantly, what did Yandy do when she found out? Because trust me, when Yandy discovers some BS, someone is going to pay you, already knowing that internet detectives are examining screenshots and making connections on social media. So am I really playing dirty behind? Andy's back, or is there more to the story than we realize? Stay tuned because we're going to go over every messy detail, and believe me, you won't be ready for this alert. This man was just caught up in the most dangerous, messy, and juicy drama of the year, and by caught, I mean red-handed in his own lies. Now listen, have you ever been scrolling aimlessly on social media when a whole scandal was thrown in your face? That's precisely what happened when a mystery woman decided it was time to disclose everything about his private life. This is new news, but this is some sort of next-level FBI investigation, so let's break it all down. Who is this woman? Why is she exposing him now? And what does this mean for voice notes, receipts, and everything else we put out for the world to see? Let's just say it looks bad, extremely bad. But let's go back a little. Yandy's back, and when I tell you that this isn't just a small cheating scandal, oh baby, this is a full-blown relationship exposed. Bit and inquire about how we got here. If you know anything about him, you are aware that he already has a history of mess, from his previous legal troubles to the never-ending baby mama drama to his tumultuous relationship with Yandy. Now let's talk about this woman. Yandy didn't just say things. She also provided evidence, and by evidence, I mean screenshots that even display the iPhone battery percentage in the corner. She claims that she and EM have been speaking for a minute, and by conversing late at night. I don't mean casually, and that they exchanged. If you thought this was just another random woman trying to start a fight, think again. She came prepared with timestamps, dates, hotel receipts, voice messages, and the most bizarre part of all the messages, don't lie. I'm telling this woman that he feels trapped in his marriage, sir. You mean to tell me that the same woman who held you down while you were in prison, defended your name, and raised your children while you were away is the reason you feel trapped? The audacity and nerve. Business long enough to notice the nonsense just when we thought the scandal couldn't get messier, another woman. Yes, a few women came forward at first, but then the floodgates opened, and now the timeline is quickly filled with women posting their own, "Oh, he was in my DM" stories. The patterns match the receipts, so the question is, was I living a double life? It hurts because these aren't just, oops, I slipped up DMs. Is this man truly leading a covert life? Or is this a conscious effort to harm his reputation? Now let's see. The truth is that the content of these messages is messy. They weren't just flirtatious, "Hey beautiful" texts. Instead, he was discussing future plans, trips, vacations, and promises. He was texting this history woman in a way that gave the impression that he was in an entirely different relationship, and the worst part was that he was saying things that no married man should ever say. I feel stuck. I don't know if Yandy is truly the one, and I just want to be happy again. You mean to tell me, sir, that the woman who supported you while you were incarcerated and turned down other men for you isn't the one? And as you are already aware, the internet is making jokes about how he must have gone insane because he couldn't have messed up Yandy in this way. But believe me, it gets worse. People are now showing you old love and hip-hop videos of acting shady. And when I tell you that the pieces fit together, it looks bad. Not to mention that this isn't the first time that he has been called out for his extracurricular activities. Remember when he stated on national television that he wouldn't have held Yandy down if the roles were reversed? The writing was on the wall the entire time, and just when we thought it. If you thought part 1 was crazy, wait until you hear what happened next. What did you think was going to happen? Because Yandy isn't the cry quietly in the corner type, no, she's the call your phone, pull up to your location, flip the table, and ask you to say it to her face type. Trust me, it's about to go down, And let's be honest, what could I possibly say to her? I can't make it any worse, because Yandy wasn't going to let this go unnoticed, and she didn't learn about it from a private investigator or a worried friend. She learned about it the same way we did, straight from the internet. Imagine waking up, picking up your phone, and suddenly your husband's secret life is trending all over the world. No matter how calm you are, that would make anyone lose their mind. Why not explain this? The receipts aren't just speculation, they are facts, and you already know the streets are talking. Itham thought he was going to humiliate her and walk away clean, but he played himself as soon as she saw the screenshots. She stopped interacting on Instagram, Twitter, Shady, TikTok, and all other social media because she is either crying or plotting, and Yandy doesn't cry. So what does she do? She calls them. Talk about Yandy, because if you know her, you know she's not the type to give an emotional, tearful YMB response. Ma'am, this woman has been in the game for too long to know how to handle a scandal. And guess what? He doesn't answer. Why would a man who says he is innocent ignore his wife's calls during the biggest scandal of his life? The internet was choking him. Every time he posted anything, people were tagging him and Yandy with clown emojis. One person even said, "Bro, just log out forever." Meanwhile, Yandy was working behind the scenes, and her next move amazed everyone. Instead of replying online, she did something even better. She packed her bags. Yes, sis, she booked the flight and left on business. Where did she go immediately? If you've been paying attention, you know that Miami is where everything happens. Guess who was in Miami at the same time as M's mystery woman? When the internet began drawing connections and the FBI began to investigate, people were claiming on the streets that Yandy had gone down there to get the truth directly from the source, which makes perfect sense. Yandy isn't a fool. She knows better than to take people at face value. Just when we thought things couldn't get messy, another set of messages leaked. But this time they weren't from the first woman. Another woman joined the chat, and this time the receipts were even worse. We're talking about voicemails, FaceTime screenshots, and even Cash App transactions. Oh, and he wasn't just making fun of these women, he was spending money, which is the quickest way to turn a scandal into a full-blown disaster. After all of this, Yandy didn't give or do a sit-down interview. Instead, she posted a single picture, and guess what it showed her with a certain. When I tell you, the internet went crazy over how she flipped the script. Let's also discuss the fact that this wasn't just a friendly, casual linked UP pic, because if there's one thing a man like me can't handle, it's seeing his woman move on. He probably thought she would be devastated, but no. The pose was intimate, the smiles were sincere, and the caption was the real dagger. At that moment, everyone knew that Yandy was done, and it wasn't just the internet that was dragging him. Is on life support, he's trending for all the wrong reasons, and the internet has already chosen their side. So what happens now? Yandy did what every man fears. She glowed up, thought fly, and went out to remind everyone that she is still that girl. Of course, now that she's moved on and wants to talk, his phone works and he has something to say. But the real question is whether Yandy even wants to hear it, whether they try to pull off some "I'm a changed man" ploy to get her back, or if this is the end of one of the most famous couples on reality TV. Oh, it's about to get even wilder, just. When you think that things can't get any messier, there's another twist. It turns out that Yandy unfollowing M was just the beginning. She didn't just hit the unfollow button. Instead, CIS went into full purge mode and began removing everything that had previously been on her timeline, including old anniversary posts, cute couple goals, and everything else. You already know what that means in the world of celebrities, but don't worry, M is still working to contain the damage. His PR team hurried to issue a statement asserting that the DMs were misunderstood and that the so-called other woman was just an old friend. But the internet wasn't buying it, especially since it wasn't just one woman. Since this whole mess started, more women have come forward to hint that they might have had their run-ins with them. Let's just say that the receipts are coming out faster than he can deny them, including voice messages, screenshots, and even a blurry video that's making the rounds online that shows a man who looks a lot like he's having someone who isn't Yandy at a club. This is Yandy playing it smart, rather than reacting on Instagram like. While he is avoiding interviews, skipping public appearances, and keeping his head down, reports claim he has been pleading with Yandy to meet privately so he can give his side of the story, but from what we hear, Yandy is not trying to hear it. Now let's talk about this so-called other woman because she isn't fading into the background. Some might expect her to be keeping it classy, loud, and clear. She makes her first public appearance at a charity event looking stunning and relaxed. The paparazzi go crazy, the blogs pick it up right away, and the rumors begin to fly. The Shade Room posted a mysterious tweet stating, "If the truth hurts, just wait until the whole truth comes out." At this point, the streets are buzzing with speculation that she might drop even more receipts, but wait, it gets worse. Remember that old interview clip of M saying he wouldn't stay if the roles were reversed? Well, that video has officially gone viral again, with fans dragging him all over social media and calling him out for having so much energy when it was about Yandy possibly cheating, but now that he's the one in the hot seat, he's silent, speaking of fans who aren't holding back. When she shares a single black screen Instagram story with a caption, "A woman's intuition is never wrong," M's mother, Judy, steps in to defend her son. She says that people are exaggerating the situation and that he loves his family, but fans aren't having it. Someone commented, "Girl, be serious. He's the one who got caught, not us." Additionally, it turns out that Yandy and I have been working on a new business venture together, a couples retreat series, which was set to launch soon. Let that sink in, it's not just some messy DMs now. Regarding a whole marriage and their joint business collapsing in front of us, M's situation is not looking good. The more he maintains his silence, the louder the receipts get, and the way Yandy is moving, she appears to be done. The big question now is whether Yandy plans to cut M out of their joint businesses completely. We need to discuss how M is handling this because, currently, he appears guilty due to the leaked DMS, the reserved face club videos, and the numerous women who are allegedly involved. He has been caught red-handed, but instead of taking responsibility, he is avoiding everything, which makes me. I wonder if this is the end of M's and Yandy's relationship. Fans are practically pleading with her to choose herself this time. In my opinion, things are going to get even messier because we haven't seen all the receipts yet. If Yandy is moving like she's finished, you should start getting ready for the fallout. But what do you guys think? Should Yandy leave for good? Do you think M's excuses hold any weight, or is he just trying to clean up a mess he knows he made? If you love the tea, hit the like button and subscribe for more exclusive updates. I promise you. I have a feeling Yandy isn't done yet. She might have more to say soon, but I have to ask, do you think she should cut me off completely? Or is this just another round of celebrity drama that will blow over in a few weeks? You already know this conversation is going to get heated, so while you're here, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications because trust me, this drama is far from over. This is just the beginning, and you won't want to miss a thing. Are these so-called other women telling the truth, or are they just trying to get their moment in the spotlight? Focus on this drama because, believe me, it's just getting started. After being publicly accused of cheating on M by her stepson Yandy, she is erupting. Is this the final straw in their already scandal-plagued marriage, where infidelity seems to be a recurring theme? Grab some popcorn because we're going to break down the most recent intense drama involving this well-known couple, Nee and Yandy. He also impressed Yandy during their first meeting, which led to a closer relationship. The eventful night was described by a struck Yandy as follows. "I'm making sure everyone gets into the van, and they're all dressed up. Then I come down in my sweats and Mindy says, 'You're going to the party that way or not?' I said, 'Oh, I'm not going,' and he said, 'You're not going, so I'm probably not going to go either.' Okay, pylon, I went to the bar with everyone in the vehicle, and he asked why I hadn't gone. I said, 'Oh, I never party with my client, I'm fine.' He then asked, "Why don't I buy you a drink?" I said, "Okay." He followed her back to New York, where their whirlwind romance blossomed 8 years later, in 2014. He proposed to strengthen their relationship, and their 2015 wedding marked the beginning of a new chapter. But it wasn't a fairy tale at all. From the beginning, their journey has been a turbulent one full of highs and lows, and their lavish 2015 wedding seemed like the perfect example of a fairy tale. However, Yandy later revealed a shocking truth about their marriage. A marriage certificate that the government didn't recognize was essentially worthless. She also said, "I don't have a contractually bound agreement with the government between my husband and me, but God and I absolutely have an agreement." She added, "I didn't send off the paperwork. I signed it, our officiant signed it, but I never sent it off." She also said, "I'm not saying my finances are more important than my marriage. That's not the case. I don't want to be persecuted for not sending off the paperwork, but I have excellent reasons. And that was all to protect my family." This revelation left many viewers wondering why the wedding was so elaborate, the dress was so beautiful, and the public display of commitment was so unnecessary if the legal aspect was so easily ignored. Was it all for the show? The question remains, what's the point of a wedding if it doesn't have legal weight? You can be deeply committed without the spectacle, the cameras, and the paperwork. But as we're struggling with it, another shocking revelation comes.